Okay, so I have a quick topic today, and usually
continue on US 101
these
south
topics
for 11
aren't
miles.
so quick. Now, are they? Today's topic, though, is fishing trips. Okay, so this is going to relate to Steve Levinson and Arnold Silber, my stepfather in Canada, with my mother. Okay, so, and I'm haven't eaten yet, and I'm staring at some Burger King, and I'm fucking starving, and obviously there's nothing to the fact that I bought Burger King. It's food and it keeps you alive. However, there's a plant trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. So sometimes you gotta play into it after 50 years of being alone and isolated, going, why the fuck won't these people stop, and what's it about? Okay, so with an entire planetary operation. Okay, so Mike Huntley, World of Paranoia, 2001, while trying to plant a trash bag of drugs in my house with LAPD and Rody Morales trying to make me look like a drug dealer, having Rody take me to strip clubs, saying I'm stalking strippers and porn stars, things like that, and still going on, people trying to make me look like an obsessed stalker to cover up their murder operations since I was 5 years old, government flag and kill operations, and these non-stop daily events for 47 years or 50 years or however you want to word it. I'm 52. I can trace back to 5 years old. So, theoretically, my father could have been punching me in the back of the head when I was younger, with his fists. So I don't fucking know. But, and I wouldn't... Is he capable? Yes. Okay, yes. Of course, his MO is to do it without proof, right? Do it in a way that he can get away with. Okay, my family's that they can get away with. Okay, so so today's topic, fishing trips. So I would have to go back in the timeline when this event occurred. It was probably around 2010 or something. I'm not sure. I think before the website, honestly. Before I gave up. There was a good 10-year period. Around 38 years old, they're not going to stop. What is this about? Their planetary murder operations aren't going to stop, and things are sort of solidifying that, why do you keep hinting about guns? Why do you keep hinting about bullets? Why do you keep parking 50 Jeep Cherokees at the gateway where I walk out? Or better yet, it changed. Like, I go to the beach and I do a photo shoot, like HDR panoramic on a tripod or something, and then I come home, there's like 4 Camrys lined up at the gate, and these are daily things. I'm not talking a one-time coincidence. I'm talking daily, minute by minute, worldwide, intentional coincidences, but the ones around my house are extremely strategic. You walk out of your house, there's 2 yellow Civics. You come out later on, there's 2 blue Civics where the 2 yellow Civics are. Maybe you go to the beach, maybe 4 yellow Camaros show up, then you go home, maybe 2 yellow Camaros show up in front of your gate. Okay, creating trigger mechanisms, right? You're driving down the street by your house, you see this thing, they're creating a trigger event. Oh, weird, 2 yellow Camaros. How odd, how coincidental. And then maybe you go to a beach and then 4 yellow Camaros show up. Well, that's a little too coincidental. Okay, that's intentionally coincidental. There's coincidences and there's intentional coincidences. In the world of gaslighting Kevin Perelman and gang stalking to kill people, those are not coincidences, those are intentional coincidences, and these worldwide network kill systems built around me are intentional with premeditation to hunt and kill. And then using people like Mike Huntley with his last name to sort of, I'm sending you an idea of reference about what we're doing, right? Okay, so eventually around 38, I don't understand what the fuck's going on, but it's worldwide, and I see what's going on. I don't understand why there's a planetary murder operation to kill me since 5 years old, or force me into cages, because I'm not allowed to be amongst the other human species. No actual reason why, just hate for a 5-year-old. And I finally give up. Like, I'm trying to talk to people. I'm trying to resolve it. I'm trying to get, look, what's this about? Are you going to tell me? No, you're imagining it. Die, you piece of shit, 5-year-old Jew. By my own family, right? By everyone. And, you know, even if I wanted to change the About section on KevinPerelmanTarget.com in the last 20 years, or let's say 10 years, I can't, because I'm consumed minute by minute with a planetary execution trying to stop me from living my life, right? So you can't get to anything. You can't. What was it? The coffee bean employee said, some girl, I said, I'm going to write a book about my life, and she said, good luck with that. In other words, we're hunting you to kill you, and you don't fucking talk. And LAPD is heavily wrapped in that ball of, you're not allowed to take police reports, or we're not going to investigate anything ever since 5 years old. And obviously Coffee Bean knew that with the rest of the world, because that's why there's a worldwide, like the movie The Purge, right? Hey everyone, you're allowed to kill Kevin Perelman, and we're not going to do anything. We're not going to hold you accountable. And that's been going on since I was 5. So people are just doing it, whatever they feel they can do to kill a 5-year-old Jew and get away with it with my family. And they know they're not going to be held accountable because the police are going to cover it up. Oh, he was a drug dealer who... Because they try to plant a trash bag of marijuana in my house because they want this entire scenario covered up, right? They sent me to jail in 2012, and they wanted me to become friends with Eddie Shell, an ex-drug dealer, from jail in 2017. Sorry, 2017. Why does my family want to send me to jail and then stop me from having friends, but Eddie Shell, a drug dealer, wants to be my friend? Whether he's reformed or not is irrelevant. They're trying to destroy my reputation worldwide to cover everything up, right? My credibility. But that's a lot of resources. Fabricate police charges to throw me in jail so that I make a friend that's a drug dealer to cover up drug dealing, to cover up trying to plant drugs in my house, Arnold Silber, trying to fabricate paperwork stating that even though I pled not guilty and the entire trial was obviously rigged, especially if you look at the transcripts, the court transcripts, Arnold Silber was having rabbis come in saying, well, you can confess, and it's like, I haven't done anything and you fucking know it. And then Deborah Baer submitted some paperwork with Arnold Silber behind my back stating something like, I'm sorry for what I did, like to the judge for sentencing and things like that. Okay, so I didn't know that, right? So that's my stepfather trying to cover it all up by making it look like I'm guilty. Okay, I never wrote it. It was all forged. It was all forged. Just like Charles Sean Dinsey forges Rex Schellenberger's signature to try to force him into mental facilities. It was all forged, okay? Like they wrote what they wanted. It was behind my back. I never read it. I didn't know it was submitted. Okay, so what they're trying to do is get me to become friends with Eddie Shell, a convicted drug dealer. And technically, Eddie Shell might have just been a plant. He might not even, he was Jewish. Shit, I opened the GPS and it shut off my app. Okay, so Eddie Shell might never have even committed a crime. They might have just put him in the jail to befriend me afterwards. Okay, so as a plant, or a fish, or a plant, to try to get information from me, but then he wanted to be my friend afterwards, because remember that I'm not allowed to have friends. See, the government has kept me isolated for 52 years. I did have friends up until 29, but they were my frenemies and my jailers and hunting me to try to execute me, right? I didn't know that. I didn't know that Brian Weaver was hunting me to have me killed, and Tom Hogue and Tom Farley, and I didn't know they were hunting me to have me killed, right?
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-405 North.
So So after 29, you can't make friends because world of paranoia, we have a planetary murder operation to kill you. So how do you make friends if every person you meet says that's Kevin Perelman and we got to kill him? Okay, so I'm sort of doing the background here, and I'll end up going for 10 years straight, right? Okay, so, because we're talking worldwide minute-by-minute events since 5 years old. Okay, so, the fishing trip. Okay, so we're on the next set of arrests while they tried to cover up 100 million things and planting drugs in my house in 2001. Trying to. Remember, we have 6 police break-in attempts with my own father after that to try to plant shit in my house and do fucked up shit, right? So we have the thing with my father paying off Victoria Walker to give me a toy dart gun for my 30th birthday, and then my father asking me if Maria Elena, his cleaning lady he dated, a Hispanic cleaning lady he dated, okay, he knows that Victoria Walker gives me a toy gun because she gives me a copycat Kelly Hatch surprise box thing, topic for a different discussion. And in the surprise box is a toy dart gun and, you know, Playboy and just things that... And they want me to open the present in front of my father. My father sort of wants to see the expression on my face to make one of his psychotic judgments, even though he knows exactly what he did. He knows that he paid off LAPD to put bullet holes in his 300E Mercedes. So why does he want me to be freaked out?
North for half a mile.
Well, but think about it. Think about the psychology behind it. They're doing copycat paranoid schizophrenia things. So you might be freaked out, like I was at 29, not because of the toy gun, but because why are you copying me? How do you have the information about my relationship with Kelly Hatch in 91 at Southern Oregon State College? Like, my father was not at Southern Oregon State College. Like, you understand what I'm saying? My mother, Jason Perelman, the 4 to 7 billion people that hint about Kelly Hatch and trying to cover up all those things that happened down then in that time frame, trying to cover up Eric Christensen. How do they have the information? So you might be freaked out like I was at 29. What the fuck's going on? I mean, why are you copying me from Kelly Hatch? And you're not going to say anything because if you say something, you look crazy. No matter what you say, you look crazy, correct? How do you have my private life of Kelly Hatch? Like, you understand? And then because you're freaked out, well, he's guilty because he didn't say anything. Well, but what do you say? How do you know about me and Kelly Hatch? Who? You're crazy. You're paranoid. You suffer from schizophrenia. You suffer from obsessional looping. You suffer from schizophrenia. Okay, right? So, there's nothing you can say. Especially when my father's going, you're not allowed to defend yourself. He's creating a scenario where you aren't. He's going to hunt you and kill you, and you're not allowed. He's trying to tie your hands behind your back. Also stating if you get out of those binded hands... get out of those hand binds. You're not allowed to punch or anything, but not that I have, but or technically when Bailey Bernard hit the keys out of my hand and we grappled, and LAPD covered it up saying I hit Bailey Bernard and arrested me for assault, and I called the cops, and then LAPD lied saying I never called 911, and then Green T. Phillips, prosecutor, lied. By the way, those are on transcripts, and there are 911 calls you can order. Okay, so boom, I just proved my innocence in 2017. Oh, but we don't care, right? Because what the Jew killers say, or the child raping Jew killers,
take exit 64.
What the Jew killing child rapers say is gold. Okay, so at one point around 2010, let's get the point here.
800 feet, use at the one right point around
2010.
At the light, use the right
okay,
two
so
lanes
remember,
to
you have to
turn
understand
right
the
onto
time
Burbank
frame, and there's the first 5 years was like continual pressure headaches, and not understanding what I'm seeing, and watching a planet try to kill me minute by minute, which is still going on. And finally, you start to formulate and put the pieces together and trace it down to 5 years old. And that was around 38, but it still was a little fuzzy, like I know this is true, but I'm in denial. I know it's true, but I'm in denial, right? Like, I know with the amount of gun references and statements, like Patty Guggen in my father's office, I sketched a picture of Black Wolf holding a gun, like from the movie, and she says, "You better not show your father that." I'm like, why would he care? It's just an artist sketching art from a movie that he actually took me to in 1977. Why would that bother him? Unless he's guilty of something, right? Okay, hence the bullet hole stickers on my car. Unless LAPD is guilty of something, they wouldn't care because it's a common thing. Okay, so, there's something strange about that guy. He keeps going to coffee shops and pool halls and gyms. He goes to fucking gyms 4 days a week. Something's very wrong with him. It's his behavior. But you don't care about anyone else going to the gym 4 days a week, 7 days a week, 20 times per week. You don't fucking care. It's not their behavior. It's just the guy that goes to the gym 4 days a week, so there's something you're trying to either do or cover up. Right? Okay, so I'm fuzzy. Let's say 2010. It's so hard to keep. Now, remember, I'm also alone. So there's a planetary murder operation to kill someone all alone. Okay, imagine you're all alone. Imagine that you have nothing in life, but 1 billion, literally, and this is a literal, 1 billion attacks per day from a planetary murder operation, visually, clothing colors, verbally, card tactics, clothing color, copycat, verbal tactics, clothing color tactics, visual copycat tactics, like, hey, if I buy a hat, people will follow me with the same hat. Thousands of these tactics, schizophrenia, idea of reference, obsessional looping, schizophrenia tactics. 1 billion attacks per day. Finding out in 2001, it really went worldwide in 94 when Jason Perelman wanted me to see the internet so bad. You're all alone. Well, what is it, Kevin? Are you sad lonely? You committed the sad lonely crime because we have a worldwide campaign to kill you. Because remember, Rhodey Morales' cover-up tactics, right? What is it? Are you sad lonely? Like, he's trying to cover up because he can't get the drugs in the house. And I'm starting to become aware of things. And he's saying something weird like, it's not like you killed someone, did you? And then me not even knowing that he was working with LAPD to supposedly catch someone that killed someone, right? And I'm going, Rhodey Morales' vocal tonage, the tones and his vocal tones on the phone, something was very wrong. Like, my friend Rhodey that wants to take me to strip clubs and get me to take a trash bag full of marijuana is sounding extremely strange and angry, like, you're a fucking dead man. We're hunting you to kill you, right? Oh, well, Kevin, you freaked out. Because you don't know what the fuck's going on because it's so strange. You must be guilty. Because you're showing a change in behavior. Well, yeah, you know what? If some dude's over your house and you know him for, let's say, 4 years or whatever, and all of a sudden he pulls out a gun and starts, you better tell me or I'm going to kill you, and starts shooting in your fucking ceiling and shit, you better fucking tell me. Are you going to be like Superman, or are you going to be like freak the shit out? The average person, the common person, is going to be freaked the shit out, right? Oh, Kevin, you can't say that. Now you're saying you're a tough guy, so we're going to hunt you and kill you, and we're going to send wannabe tough guys like Steve Levinson after you. Well, Steve Levinson isn't a tough guy. He's a little pussy and a fairy, but he is connected with the judicial system and my family, right? On these worldwide operations to try to mentally bully me to death, kill me, and eradicate me. Okay, so the point here is that I didn't... What my family wanted was me trying to make me look like a drug dealer, cover up the fact I didn't take the marijuana, the trash bag. I mean, I'm not saying if you went to college and smoked weed, I couldn't give a shit. Technically, I couldn't give a shit if you're a drug dealer, because I'm not. I'm not a drug dealer, but I'm not a police officer. Like, you want to be a drug dealer, go, I'm out. If you want to be a drug dealer, that's fine.
Take the next right on
I'm not
Albert
saying
Street.
do it. What I'm saying is, I'm going to pursue my life of 3D animation, of visual effects, and starting companies, which my photography, all the things that were stolen from me, right? Okay. For 50 years. So what I'm saying is I'm not focused on anyone else but me or those that want to be in my life. And if you're like Rody Morales trying to pawn off trash bags of marijuana and get them in my house, I'm going to say, like I did, Rody, I'm just not really interested. This is getting too weird, right? Like I don't want to be into anything that's illegal. I believe that was my sentence almost verbatim to Rody, was, Rody, I don't want to be around anything illegal. And my family, that sentence seems to make my family really, with worldwide groups,
turn left onto Van
and the
Nuys
police
Boulevard.
really angry, right? Okay, so let's say 2010, maybe 28, 2010, I'm not sure. Website comes up at 38 years old, you do the math. What is that? 2009, 2010. Arnold takes me out. Arnold, my family, so I was, I don't go to Vancouver much, but that transitional process, there were 5 years I didn't speak to my mother. I remember that. I don't remember exactly when. I think it might have been around, I don't know if it was before or after, because remember, you're dealing with an entire planet minute by minute, so you can't walk away from a planetary murder operation. The only way to walk away from a planetary murder operation, boom! That's the only way. That's why gang stalking is about killing people in methods that there's no loose ends. That
in a quarter mile,
the guy became paranoid and he killed himself, or the guy became paranoid and he ended up in mental facilities. Charles Sean Dinsey, how do we force, with Jason Perelman and Jennifer Pilchick Perelman. We need to deem him as crazy, and Jason Perelman, me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution. And Charles Sean Dinsey, how do we force people into mental facilities? What is Charles Sean Dinsey being paid to do? Okay, so we're going to take Kevin out on a fishing. Hey, Kevin, you should come up. You should see your mommy. You should see Arnold. We should, I can't say if it's reunite or we should, but I'm trying to be amicable. Just like, not that I was ever really friends with Alexis Moore here, but she did want to give me a lot of lap dances and weird, and had a good vibe, and then that good two-faced vibe, and I totally had a brain fart there.
Turn right onto Burbank Boulevard.
So when I'm being judged by a planet of child raping Jew killers, they're not tolerant, like Adolf Hitler. They're not tolerant of imperfection. See, they're collecting every piece of aspect of my life. They're compiling it out of context, and they're throwing judgments instead of outliving their lives. Like, you understand, people don't. 40 years ago you went on a date and you yawned on the date, and you harass women, and you're a woman beater, and we're gonna hunt you, kill you. And you're going, how do you have that information? How do you have that private information over a harmless yawn that nobody cares about, even probably the girl normally? You're just tired. You're on 1 hour of sleep and you're tired, and now you're being hunted by planets of people because you didn't get perfect sleep. And so, Kevin, because you went on a fishing trip with your family and you say, well, but life isn't that simple, see? It's impossible for life to be that simple. And if it's impossible for life to be that simple, and there's a planet of people trying to kill you, then it's about something else. And they're just using excuses. And remember, when they don't directly say anything, they hint about it in the idea of reference schizophrenia messages 100 million times over. So it's about making someone look like a violent paranoid schizo. That's all it's about. It's not about anything else. To kill them. To execute them, eradicate them, kill them. Or lock them in cages away from the human populace. Excommunicate them from the planet Earth. Send them to elsewhere. If you want to be movie political in a method that sounds like something positive that's extremely negative, correct? Package positive when it's extremely scary and demented. It's like Adolf Hitler putting people in concentration camps and blowing their fucking brains out and throwing them in a pit, or taking them to the fucking showers and gassing them and throwing their dead bodies in a pit, and he's calling them, I'm just sending them to the, he did, he said I'm sending them to the showers, or I'm sending them to elsewhere, yeah. or the same thing, right? I mean, if you think about showers, it's about being clean, right? It's positive, right? Okay, so
in 1,000 feet, turn right onto Oxnard Street.
Okay, so a fishing trip. So I say, I don't remember the exact time period, but I'll tell you this. The few times I went to Vancouver after 29 years old, every single place I was brutalized. I had people on bicycles walk by whistling at me, just like 29 here. Every state, every country, it doesn't matter where I've been, it's the same worldwide, bash my skull in,
at the
minute
light,
by minute.
Turn right onto Oxnard Street.
Even hiring thousands and thousands of programmers off, it was Odesk, now it's Upwork, I think, and other websites like that. Each one would refuse to do simple jobs, and if I could get them to do anything, they would sabotage the code and just make simple things go out year after year, just like the Corvette. Okay, just like the Corvette for the last 4.5 years. Okay, so just like I can't get the Eclipse, parts of the Eclipse fixed for simple things where people try to steal absorbent amounts of money with lies. You need new transmission and oil was all over the ground. And you're hinting about my Envoy that I fixed for like $200 from a radiator cooler line in the radiator, right? Okay, so and you also need a new water pump. Okay, so how does he have the private information? Once again, from this mechanic to that mechanic, which instantly goes out worldwide to kill a 5-year-old Jew. It's a information war, psychological warfare operation. These tactics actually were originated from Adolf Hitler himself, but he never got to the point where he wanted to, that he could use them, but it did trickle down to the Ku Klux Klan, and then apparently LAPD, or I should say the police and our government, have adopted these psychological warfare tactics to kill. And at what point is someone in our government, in whatever agency that is probably unknown, which sounds like a conspiracy theory or sounds like some fictional movie, is someone saying that person just knows too much, we have to assassinate them, but we got to do it in a way that looks like he's a public nuisance or went crazy, or get him to blow his brains out because there's no investigation. It's clean. Okay, have the planet do it for us. Have the planet Earth, have the civilians across the planet Earth kill the target for us, so that we look like our hands are clean and like the U.S. government's a good government, right? Like the U.S. government would never do something like that. We live in the best country of the world. Yeah, at one time when Abraham Lincoln was around. Okay, so and we migrated here from Britain for those freedoms. Okay, so and then the Industrial Revolution, and these were all great times. Even though we had some stupid shit like prohibition or whatever, but these were all great times, right? Then the government's really just a corrupt shithole. I don't want to say Gotham City, but because I don't want it to sound stupid, but it's just pure fucking corruption, and everyone's too stupid to understand it. All the people running around feeding into the bullshit are too stupid to see what's going on because they support it. They support it by voting and focusing on all the wrong things when they should be voting for independents that aren't driven by corrupt special interest groups on a two-party system. Keeping a two-party system. Okay, so I'm in Vancouver. Let's before I go on the fishing trip, hey Kevin, come up to Vancouver. I'm not going to go into the 5 years of stopping to my mother, and I have to really organize the time frame. But remember, there's a timeline to all these events, and that's important here. That people forget or refuse to look at, that you have to base the timeline of events on a planetary murder robbery. 2001, finding out there's a worldwide campaign to kill me, left in isolation. That's the first thing I'm saying. Left in isolation, so there's no one to talk to, nowhere to go, no one to tell. Planetary murder operation to kill a 5-year-old Jew. He makes it to 29. He finds out. Planet, not some dude showing up at your door shooting at you or some an entire planet based on psychological warfare. 1 billion attacks per day still going on today as we speak in 2024. Okay, so And you have to endure minute by minute, which they're trying to say you suffer from mental illness, which is clearly the MO, right? Okay, to how do we force, Charles Sean Dinsey, how do we force people into mental facilities and rid them of the world in methods that they just went crazy or they're crazy and they shouldn't exist. And, he's crazy and Steve Levinson, what, can't you just stop? Stop what? You're the one following me here, and you're the one stalking me with mass groups, right? So Steve Levinson is taking over from Eddie Shell. This is the point. They couldn't get me to become friends with an ex-drug dealer or convicted drug dealer because I made the right choices. So then they gave up, and they said, we don't know what to do. He won't, like every day, and for 50 years, we can't get him to fall for the traps. Steve befriend him and say Kevin thinks he's his father, and Kevin has daddy issues, and okay, and that's Arnold said something to me after he helped me with the Corvette. He said, and I actually Arnold, please give me a loan, and please, no, I want to do this for you. Please give me a loan, I'll pay it. And no, I want to do this for you, and then he gets mad, right? Okay, and I actually have fucking phone call recordings because I had to just I want to make sure that you do not get mad. And boom, you stole from me, and he didn't say that or anything, but you can see in the behavior, right? Okay, you need to fucking die for what you did, and I love you, you're the best. You need to die for what you did. I love you, you're the best. Okay, right? And so he says to me, Kevin, I'm not your father. This is one point of just sort of why did he say that before maybe 5 months before Steve Levinson sort of shows up. Kevin, I'm not your father. It could have been longer. Kevin, I'm not your father. I said, Arnold, you're not my father. You're my stepfather. I mean, you're not my blood father, but you're part of the family. But families, I didn't say it, but families don't hunt their child to kill them, whether you're a stepfather or real father or anyone, right? Okay, so Kevin, I'm not your father, sort of trying to make me look crazy, or they might even been Star Wars fucking. Wait, didn't James Earl Jones just died yesterday or whatever? But okay, so not totally out. No relationship, but Kevin, I'm not your father. Are you trying to make me think I conform to Star Wars? Why are you okay? But I tried to sort of well, you're not my father. You're not my blood father. Why are you talking to me, Kevin? I'm not your father. Well, but you're my family, right? You're my stepfather, and I've known you since 11 years old. I don't even know, right? My mother divorced my abusive father and then found a rich guy. She found a rich guy. Kevin, hint, Kevin, you drove your mother to Canada. Hint, Kevin, you got rid of your mother. Hint, Kevin. No. She met a fucking extremely rich guy from Canada, and I was in college when she married him, and she moved to fucking Canada, okay, for the fucking money. Okay, and we all know that. We all fucking know that. And maybe she feels that she needs to cover that up, not that anyone would fucking care. Okay, so she's gonna make up some lie about me that I drove her out of the country, right? Okay, so because there's 100,000 lies just like that worldwide that don't make any sense. You see those people right there? How do they know me? I'm in the middle of Van Nuys area. How do they know me? Know of me. How do they have 100,000 lies about me? Kevin, you're imagining it. World of Paranoia, Mike Huntley, 2001. Okay, this has been going on for 50 years. How do they know of me? What's going on? How do you know about Eric Christensen, and why are you covering up his crimes against me? How do you know? Okay, so I go to Vancouver and I'm being brutalized by every shop, every store, just like now, same thing, every restaurant, every coffee shop, every store, every shop, every person coming into a coffee shop, every person coming into a public place, people walking down the street, you name it, just like now. Vancouver. I probably went 2 or 3 times, I'm not sure. Arnold wants to take me on this amazing, see, this is where Steve Levinson's trying to cover up. He asked me about the fishing trip. Okay, he asked me about I might have led into it, but he sort of qualified with too much information. Do you understand? We go on a fishing trip. Remember, there's a whole set of things with knives from Jason Perelman trying to set me up with knives, and my father taking us on a boat trip when I'm 14 in the Caribbean, and Jason buying me a Kershaw pocket knife for no reason with Darren Moselle, and then giving me kamikazes and B-52s to drink, like 15 per night. I'm 14 years old, trying to get me extremely belligerent with a knife, okay, and the drinks are World War II Pearl Harbor drinks, kamikaze and B-52 airplanes, and trying to get me so drunk with a pocket knife to try to get me to say something and look crazy, okay? Try to force me into a mental facility, right? Okay, so there's a whole history of Jason Perelman with my father, trying to get weapons on me, or toy guns with Victoria Walker. Did I finish my thought there about Maria Elena? No, the cleaner. So he says, listen, Maria Elena needs money, and I'll pay for her to clean your house, but she needs money. And then Maria Elena comes back. My father comes to me with this strategic thing. Kevin, listen, I got to talk to you. You know, Maria Elena found a gun in your house, and, well, yeah, you know, the gun that you paid off. I didn't know at the time. The gun that you and Maria, the gun that you paid, the toy gun that you paid Victoria Walker to give me for my 30th birthday that you saw. Why is my father trying to get toy guns in my house and bags of drugs in my house to make me look like drug dealers and people with a weapon? Like, sorry, it's not illegal to buy a gun and register it, but a violent paranoid schizo with a weapon, that's what he's been doing since 5 years old. That's his MO. To rid his son of the world. Why is he doing it? Well, Kevin, you need to get help. You're a violent paranoid schizo with a weapon, even though you're not. See, that's sort of a... Well, then how do you get help if it's not true? You don't. You just rot in hell, right? Okay, so... And that's hate. That's Ron Perelman. I hate my 5-year-old. I'm going to kill my 5-year-old with the rest of my family. Okay, so... So where am I going with this? So... I'm going somewhere. So, why is Ron Perelman doing it? Because he sure as shit ain't doing it to help. Okay, so I'm starving, so I'm going to try to finish this fucking thought. So Steve Levinson comes in, befriends me. Definitely linked to Arnold Silber. Linked to my father. He's a retired doctor that worked in Tarzana. I went through this Tarzana Medical Center. He's 82 or 83. He's my father's age. He worked with my father. He's a doctor for like 30 years. My father's a doctor, still might be in business for 40 years. Okay, my father did surgeries at Tarzana Medical Center for like probably 30 years fucking straight, okay? There's no ways that Steve Levinson on some level, whether it be conventions or whatever, does not know of my father, and there's probably a line of communication. I know there's a line of communication with my mother and Arnold, and is stuck on these fishing trip questions, sort of. I'm not going to let it die, because Kevin, we got to cover this up, see? And,
600 feet, turn right onto Calvert Street.
And, oh, I don't want to touch the GPS because it'll shut off the camera. Okay, so...
Take the next right onto Calvert Street, then turn right onto Morella Avenue.
Okay, so first, what was the fishing trip? Okay, so the fishing trip was great. See, there was some line of questioning from Steve Levinson, like, oh, so you did like the fishing trip.
Take the next right.
Okay, now before I go further, I want to stick to Tom Farley's statement. Kevin, if you don't like coffee shops, why do you go to coffee shops? Right? Kevin, if you hate women, why do you date women? Okay, that's the cover-up. Well, I go to coffee shops because I like coffee shops. I just don't like being hunted to be killed with every coffee shop employee and human being following me there, waiting for me for going to coffee shops. I like women. I like dating women, except every girl since 5 years old is told to hunt me and kill me or eradicate me. Okay? I like pool halls, except when the waitresses and employees and black boxers are coming in with Asian wives, mad at me for creating art in college. Okay, I did something really stupid. I accidentally was saving to the main SD card and filled it up, so there's like a 30-minute piece here that might be corrupted, so I might have to do this again. But anyways, I'm gonna go and eat some food and go do some things, and then I'll redo it or whatever, because I gave a lot of data, and that was a lot of fucking energy behind that. Oh wait, I might have. Ooh, I think I have auto. Let's see. I think I might have audio level. Right, Kevin? If you hate women, why do you date women? Okay, that's the cover-up. Well, I go to coffee shops because I like coffee shops. I just don't like being hunted to be killed with every coffee shop employee and human being following me there, waiting for me for going to coffee shops. I like women. I like dating women, except every girl since 5 years old is told to hunt me and kill me or eradicate me. Okay? I like pool halls, except when the waitresses and employees and black boxers are coming in with Asian wives, mad at me for creating art in college, trying to kill me, right? Named Everton. Okay, what does this say here? There's some phone error. And you can apply that to every aspect down to 5 years old. Hey, Kevin's backwards. Kevin thinks differently. Kevin's not well grounded. Now remember, 8 years old, 8 years old, I show warmth and kindness. I kiss a black girl. Kevin's a white supremacist and a racist. Every single situation is the same. If I show something positive, the world is told the opposite. The world, the planet. World of paranoia. Mike Huntley, you're a dead man. World of paranoia. We're using the judicial system against you. I don't understand. What's this about? It's not about anything. You suffer from obsession and you're paranoid, but we're going to hunt you and kill you with a plan of evil. And they're going to try to reverse it, right? Well, somewhere down the line in 29, you got a mental break, and oh, what was this, Susan Donner? A virus creeped up in your brain, and you developed schizophrenia like the movie Split. And you have 23 personalities, and there might be a 24th that might come out. And those are things being done by the psychology community with Hollywood. Darren Moselle, writer, Jason's friend, writer, putting the knife up to my throat. Let's make Kevin the fifth member of the Bee Gees. Try to make me look crazy, try to make it look like I conform to media or suffer from trauma. Working with the studios and my family paying and working with the studios and Brian Longbottom, working with the adult industry and studios to mentally bash and batter and make someone look crazy to execute them at all costs with billions and billions of government dollars per year. And Hollywood dollars and Universal Studio dollars and coffee shop, Starbucks Corporation dollars and you name it. Okay, so in a worldwide conglomeration to kill a 5-year-old Jew for no fucking reason. Okay, and so Kevin, did you like the fishing trip or not? Yeah, it was great, minus one thing. The same thing as dating women, the same thing as coffee shops, the same thing as playing pool. I don't like mass groups trying to fucking mentally bash my skull and kill me or set me up and frame me and eradicate me minute by minute with 1 billion attacks per day. Okay, so now, Kevin. So Steve Levinson's like, well, you did like the fishing. Yeah, I like the fishing. But I didn't like the people. Okay. Kevin, come to Canada. We're going to fly you. You're going to go to Vancouver. We're going to take a seaplane. We're going to go up to the islands between, like, Victoria or something. Near Alaska. In the boonies, like by Victoria or something. I'm not sure the geography there. On a float, on a house float, there is zero civilization. You know, like the movie Friday the 13th or something, right? There's zero civilization. You're on a house float with like 20 people. You know, they have like a little chef, and all you do, there's nowhere to go. You sleep at night. You wake up at 6 a.m. You put on your fishing gear. You go out in boats. You troll for halibut or salmon. Okay. You spend 8 hours on a little boat, with a little outboard motor, with fishing gear in the cold, from 6 a.m. to maybe 4 p.m. You catch 100 million salmon, and you get and each fish you collect, you sort of fillet and clean. Or no, we didn't fillet them, we just dunk. You got to knock them out so they die fast. Now, well, Kevin, you are a murderer. You're on a fishing boat and you're catching fish and you clunk them and put them out of their misery and you throw them in a pile of the fish you caught. And then you take them back to the main houseboat, the house float, and then the people there fillet them and they box up your salmon for you. Well, Kevin, you're a criminal. But you're not. See, everyone on that trip, they're not criminals, even though they're not criminals, but I'm making a point here. I suffer from OCD and need to be locked away for going to the gym 4 days a week. But everyone else worldwide is doing the same thing, and they're going 7 days a week and whatever, but nobody cares. Kevin, you went on a fishing trip. You hooked a fish and clunked it, so you're a murderer and you're a serial killer, and so we gotta lock you away. And we want you to go to a therapist and tell them everything. Well, if I go to a therapist and tell them I'm a bad guy for going fishing, they're going to say, Kevin, you suffer from paranoia. My God, like, world of paranoia. Okay, so it's a way of getting you to it's a way of getting me to do their dirty work for them. Okay, right? That's what gang stalking is. Boom! I can't deal with this anymore. Boom! That guy wants to kill Kevin. Kevin just blew his brains out. I did it for him. Okay, that's what my family's been doing since I was 5 years old. Kevin's manic depressive. Kevin's paranoid. Kevin's a schizo. Kevin's a criminal. Kevin's a drug dealer. I don't know what's going on, but it seems better that if I'm dead, that's probably why my father likes the movie Better Off Dead so much with Mike Shiney. I can't deal with this. It's all fucking pointless. Boom! Oh, I don't know what happened, but Kevin got depressed and he ended up killing himself. It sucks. And oh well, let's go on. Everyone get the champagne and popcorn. Okay, right? That's the motive. That's what gang stalking is. This is government gang stalking. This has been going on since I was 5 years old with my father, born on the Air Force Base, Air Force Base, Castle Creek Air Force Base, and my father must be tied up, linked to some sick fucks in the government. Okay. So, and he was a doctor on the Air Force Base. Okay. So we're gonna go on this fishing trip, and you're catching fish, and you got knives too. There was something we had to do. We clunk them, and then you take the knife, and I don't know if you chop the head off or what. And the whole time, Orca, they're hinting about some of these black people stalking me. Orca, and you're knowing what they're doing. I know I have enough information right then that I know it's linked to some sicko black girl in Inland Empire off internet-related chat and all these things that were sort of like hypersensitive and okay, like everyone else, right? Every single human being I meet, he just threatened my life. He tried to kill me. So he went like this. He tried to kill me. Okay, right? Like, and then it instantly goes worldwide, right? Huh? I instantly tried to kill you, but there's no dialogue about it because there can't be, right? Okay, so, and you don't know what the fuck's going on. There's a plan of people trying to kill me because I harass women for going like this, right? Okay, so you're catching fish. You have a fillet knife after you catch the fish, and you clunk them, and you have a group of people like, you Jewish piece of shit. They're not saying it directly, but you Jew piece of shit. You Jew piece of shit. Hey, perfect. No worries. Perfect. Hey. Hint, I know you did this. Hint, I know you did that. Hey, buddy. What the fuck's going on? You're imagining you suffer from paranoia? If you don't fucking... And that, I'm just ad-libbing here. If this is what they're trying to get happen. If you don't fucking stop, I'm going to fucking slice you up. That's what they're sort of trying to... You know what I'm saying? If you don't stop fucking provoking me, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you. Oh, he threatened my life. He is... Buddy. Hey, buddy. And they'll do more, right? And then if they get the reaction, they'll try to get the reaction with... Remember, as we speak, there's still 1 billion attacks per day. You're imagining it. World paranoia, nothing's going on. And let's say all of a sudden you're like, boom! Oh, we're going to arrest you for assault battery. You're... You're hypersensitive, you're filled with anger and rage. The same comments of Mike Huntley in 2001. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I did something really stupid. I accidentally was saving to the main SD card and filled up, so there's like a 30-minute piece here that might be corrupted, so I might have to do this again. But anyways, I'm gonna go and eat some food and go do some things, and then I'll redo it or whatever, because I gave it a lot of data, and that was a lot of fucking energy behind that. Oh wait, I might have. Ooh, I think I have auto. Let's see. I think I might have audio level. Okay, I lucked out there. I had an audio recorded. Okay, so where was I? I almost want to sort of. There's so much information. Okay, so there's also a lot of people sent off before that. Aubrey Fisher was sent after me. Hinting about fishing. And also, I want you to understand Jason Perelman and his favorite hobby is fishing. And I also want you to understand Jason Perelman and his chase tactics. Get people to chase him and go ballistic on him, right? All the way down. That all starts when I used to go running or jogging in Hidden Hills and bought a weight bench. And then Jason Perelman and friends went out on their runs. See, they're trying to divert. You get the black girl, he's a racist and white supremacist. He buys a weight bench and jogs and goes on runs. I'm going to divert everything Kevin does into something negative with Jason and friends or my friends or worldwide strangers. So Jason likes fishing. And apparently Jason likes to, well, he does like people to chase him and then go ballistic on him, and then somehow there's a plan trying to kill Kevin saying you're Jason. And then the psychology community is saying Kevin's schizo, and in the end it always comes down to the same thing. How do we rid someone of the world, lock them away, or rid them of the world? And that's about anything. Except for white supremacist Seymour Amster going, you're brilliant about mental illness. Once again, what does that mean? It means they're using mental illness as a weapon to kill. It doesn't mean that I suffer from mental illness and need to be forced into a mental facility. There's no such thing. That hasn't happened since like the fucking 1600s or something, right? Unless it's so, someone's sitting on the street like, and they can't even lift food to their mouth. Okay, so, and they're like, this person has no family and he's sitting in the middle of the street with no house. Okay, when Starbucks was saying that I'm a homeless loiterer, I had an XKR Jaguar, like a $100,000 Jaguar. I mean, I bought it for $30,000 used, but that's not the point. The point is that they're saying a guy that shows up in an XKR Jaguar is homeless and a public nuisance, and they're all the same things. That's what Starbucks is doing. Then we have black employees saying I harass women and I'm racist, and the black people are racist. Okay, they're reverse racist. They hate Jews. Those ones. But those ones are blasting out worldwide, and anyone that supports this, because we all know what's going on, is a Jew killer and a racist. Okay, I don't care what race culture you are. Even Jewish. Even if you're Jewish and you're hunting Kevin Perelman, you're a racist and a Jew killer. Okay, so now I lost my train of thought here. Okay, so you're out in a float. Buddy, whistle, whistle, whistle. You're trying to relax with the worldwide no relaxing. You, nigger, death threats, orca. Well, why do you keep saying orca? Because you're hitting about black and white people or black girls that want this Jewish person dead, and they're trying to reverse it, right? But remember, if you trace down to these psychotic murdering events, if you trace them down to the beginning, the only racial event of mine with a black person is me kissing a black girl when I'm 8 years old, and it's a very positive thing that they're saying, hey, black community, be aware, be careful of Kevin because he's a white supremacist or racist for kissing a black girl. Yeah, because in this day and age, there's no intermingling of races. I don't know, have you watched a porno lately in the last 40 years? Or have you Have you gone to a bar, or have you gone to a disco in the 70s? What are you talking about? Like, right? Well, you know, black people were whipped and made to pick cotton and were slaves and put on crosses and burned. Yeah, in like on plantations in like the mid 1800s. You know, I was born in 72. I was born way past Martin Luther King and Martha Parks and Malcolm X, okay? I was born past the hippie years and the disco years. What are you fucking talking about? I kissed the black girl, so? Well, Ron Perelman here is teaching Kevin Perelman a lesson, right? Kevin's got to learn a lesson. What was his statement in 2001 or whatever? Don't associate with those people? Now, he wasn't referring to black people, really. He was sort of referring to everyone. But, you know, but everyone other than isolation apparently is of those people. But he's sort of trying to make me think I did something wrong. And my mother's like, go to a therapist and tell him everything. And you're like, what's going on? You suffer from paranoia. We gotta lock you away. Right? Mike on, like, we're all paranoia. Have a good life now. We're using the judicial system against you. You had better live a careful life. You don't go like this. And those who live in a glass house and need to have their brains blown out. I don't fucking read some of the shit on the internet, that some of the threats on the internet for me. The dog attacker with the police trained canine who looks like a drug dealer. You better accept what's going on, or this is gonna worse for you. Well, I'm not part of your fucking crew, dude, and I'm not a drug dealer. And why are you working with LAPD with a police trained canine? Okay, so right? Okay, so like, you know, we're not friends. You're the guy that simply took walks trying to intimidate me, saying you don't leave your house. And okay, so with LAPD, right? LAPD paying off that Asian girl trying to slice me up with a knife. We're with that Yucca girl from the Warner Center Matt, who with those defamation blogs on my website. You know, Kevin's crazy. Don't look at the proof. Kevin's violent barrier schizo. If you see him, call police. And he has a website. Don't look at the proof. Don't look at the proof. You just admitted your guilt. You just confessed and admitted to your guilt. And an entire planet's like, yeah, don't look at the website. Don't look at the proof. Keep hunting him to kill him. Don't look at the proof. He's innocent of whatever I'm accused of, because there hasn't been a dialogue yet, right? Okay, so there's no dialogue. Why does a worldwide murder operation kill me? But I do have police paperwork showing that they're making statements worldwide to all police divisions saying that I'm a public nuisance to cover up their murder operations. Okay, so the fishing trip, because it's all one and the same. Steve Levinson's like, yeah, you know, I mean, he's not saying it, but yeah, see, everyone, Kevin's a liar because he likes the fishing trip. Because he said, do you like the fishing? Right? He didn't word it like, did you like the fishing trip as a whole, or he said, did you like the fishing? Well, yeah. So you did like the fishing. Yeah, I like the fishing. I don't like the fucking people trying to kill me or provoke me. You know, I'm holding a fucking knife here to fillet a fish or whatever. Can you fucking stop doing that here? I'm trying to... Right? Why would you be doing that? With Jason Perelman and Ron Perelman, and taking me on cruises when I'm 14, Caribbean cruises, buying me a Kershaw pocket knife, and giving me 15 B-52s and kamikazes every night, hinting about World War II and Pearl Harbor, and then saying I hate Japanese people, or I'm schizo, or I'm crazy, or whatever angle they're working on that day for 50 years, right? And Kevin, when you're not allowed to talk about these things, that's crazy. You know, just go out and live your life. Well, I would, but you have a plan of people trying to make me look crazy and kill me, correct? Oh, you're imagining you need to be forced in a mental facility. Okay, well, there's your motive. There's your agenda. There's your... I hate Kevin Perelman at 5 years old. I'm going to file him away. We got to throw the baby in the trash can. We didn't want this baby. He's got to be thrown in the trash can. That's what you're seeing on a global scale. That's how it starts. Okay, what's my other t-shirt? My other t-shirt is, West Coast shoppers. See, West Coast shoppers, now I'm a racist. The black communities, one of my family with the black community's angle. West Coast shoppers, now I'm supposedly racist because motorcycles are cool. Okay, so, and you're also doing with hats, and they're doing with everything, right? It just keeps switching, changing. Okay, so my other t-shirt, I'm a violent paranoid schizo because my mom says so. That's how it starts. It's not about anything. We just throw a label and hunt you to kill you with worldwide groups. And the labels change every day, right? Okay, so the fishing trip. So, well, Kevin, why did you go on the fishing trip? Because it says here on your website that your family's crazy. Well, it's not that simple. I'm alone in isolation trying to understand what the fuck's going on with a planetary murder operation that's been going on since I was 5 years old. And you're not allowed to talk to one person on planet Earth. And I don't even know the time frame of those sort of idea of reference guilt hints, right? You know, I probably went before even disowning her. I don't fucking know. Oh, so... And then I eventually started talking to them again, saying maybe they... Well, I'm in isolation. Maybe they realize that, you know, what they're doing is wrong, or, you know, but what do you do? There's an entire planet trying to kill one single entity. There's 4 to 7 billion people hunting me minute by minute. You can't get jobs, you can't go places, you can't talk to one, you can't have one single conversation on the planet Earth that doesn't involve in buddy, hey, no worries. You're imagining it, you're schizophrenic, we're going to kill you. Not one. So what do? Oh, you know, Kevin, why do you go back to the people? There's no one to go to. There's an entire spinning ball in space trying to kill one single person for 52 fucking years. It's not that simple. I believe I started in, people who think like that are equivalent to a single-celled amoeba, and that is rare. And if that is rare, then they know what they're doing to hunt and kill. They're lying. They're not doing it because they're not smart enough to understand. On some level they're not, but they still know that when they're told, buddy, hey, 1 billion attacks per day, they know that they're doing it out of anger to hurt someone, correct? So why are they hunting me since 5 years old, minute by minute, to kill me and then say it's Kevin's fault? LAPD statements, you're making him do it. Also, my t-shirt, Eric Christensen didn't lie, with Sherry Christensen befriending me to have me killed, in 91, is making them hunt me to kill me. The t-shirt, we're not going to arrest that person over there because your t-shirt's making that person hunt you to kill you. The t-shirt's making that guy to kill me, or the guy's doing it because he hates me and wants me dead. Maybe the guy's offended by the t-shirt. But the t-shirt's not making him lose control based on something so stupid. Okay, there's a million t-shirts I don't like. Am I trying to kill people over them? No. Correct? Isn't that the point? There's people that... Okay, those Hare Krishnas, they were fucking annoying. I mean, you haven't seen them in like 30 years, right? But they were fucking annoying. Am I trying to kill them? No. Okay, I just go, I don't want anything to do with it, right? Okay, so you get it? Okay, so when Tom Farley's saying, with Steve Levinson, why do you go to coffee shops if you don't like it? By the way, Kevin, you should harass that girl over there at Yankee Doodle's pool hall. No, Tom, I'm not going to harass that girl over there. So I just look at the car parking behind me. Right? No, Tom, I'm not going to harass that girl over there. Then you have the black community, Kevin harasses women. What are they trying to cover up? And why, not only cover up, but why that much hate for a Jew? Because it goes beyond cover up. Psychologically, in order to cover something up, in order to cover up anything, especially something like this, you have to have anger and hate. You understand what I'm saying? Someone like me who's moral and ethical would be like, no, I'm not gonna help you fucking get away with that. That guy's life's in danger because you want to get away with doing something horrible to him, right? That's not in me. That's not in me. And that's not in most people normally. So, you understand the point I'm making? You have to have pure anger and rage. Hey, why did you follow that guy? You knew who that guy was. You followed him down the alley. You bludgeoned his skull with a lead pipe and stole his wallet. Why did you do it? Well, I want money. Is that all? You knew who he was. Is it just about money? Or is it those fucking Jews? They're fucking... Those petty Jews, and all they do is make money, and, fucking... There's hate. So, example, what were they arrested for? Theft or murder? Both. Okay, because the anger... And there's pure anger and rage driving it, right? Like Adolf Hitler. Okay, so... Life isn't that simple. That's the point I'm making. So everyone is dumbing down life when it comes to Kevin Perelman. So... Oh. Well, I know you feel. Well, so things don't happen. Things never happen. There's never anything out of the norm that happens, right? Okay, so there's never been a situation where, let's say, a psychiatrist tries to kill someone or something like that. I've actually seen movies based on that. They have actually a psychiatrist trying to kill someone or control and it's rare, and they've even made movies about it because it's so rare, right? Okay, so. Based on a true story. Hollywood still. But, okay, so, Steve Levinson trying to cover this up with Arnold Silber. That's the short, make a long story short. But what are you really trying to cover up on an event that occurred 15 years ago or whatever? And I stated to my mother, look, what's going on here is unacceptable. No. Arnold would never, and all of them are doing it. Right, okay, so, and it's worldwide. Okay, so I just lost a thought that was important. Fishing trip. Trying to get me to react, make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. Aubrey Fisher, linked but different events, same types of tactics. Example, Kevin tapped his foot by me, Kevin ruined my life, you're weird, I have a plan of people hunting to kill you. Can I just meet someone and have a friend? Why? Oh yeah. Why is every relationship of mine since 5 years old me, that person, and a planet? Kevin Kelly Hatch, planet. Kevin Aubrey Fisher, planet. Kevin Michael Bialis, Victoria Walker, planet. There's never a one-to-one. There's out of context information given out every aspect of my life, twisted and contorted to make me look like a horrible person. Why? Since 5 years old. Okay, but what was that thought? Fishing. Steve Levinson, trying to cover this up. Steve Levinson linked to Arnold Silber. Arnold Silber's comments, Kevin, I'm not your father. Steve Levinson then coming in, pretending to be my father. Kevin's crazy. He disowned his father. He's talking to his father again, but Steve Levinson's not my father. He's some car sicko who's followed me. It's about his big boy befriending me, mad at me, working with all the auto shops. Steve Levinson working with all the auto shops to destroy my cars with my family. Steve Levinson keeps trying to cover it up. The reason your car's not running is because you keep modifying it. The car only drove for 25 days. Asked John Elway Chevrolet, black football player thing. Wait, John Elway's not black, is he? Football player thing. Told him I need an oil change. You need a new... I leave. The oil pressure unit sensor is crazy. Told it to the next Chevy dealer in Colorado. You need a new engine when I didn't need a new engine, right? I just needed probably to plug back in the oil sensor, but I didn't know about the newer LS engines, because the last time I worked on a car was in 1988. Salt. Okay, so... Oh, Kevin, it's the things you say. You said you were a race car driver and a professional engine builder. Now, I said I worked on cars in 1988 and bought a $69 Firebird for $300 and a 70 Barracuda, and worked on some other things. And I never said that I'm a professional race car builder or a professional engine builder like Al Carrion, who's so mad at me for like, how dare you buy a fucking engine, or how dare you rebuild your engine, buddy, with all the rest. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But we gotta lock you away because you're crazy, because you have an opinion about our worldwide murder operations. Okay, so Steve Levinson trying to make Kevin look crazy, like, so you did like the fishing trip, you're just saying what you need to say. Well, no. I didn't like the fishing trip. I liked the fishing. Okay, like let's phrase it. I love the sex between that big titty fucking hot girl with the 36 double D. Like 36, 24, 36 double D or whatever. 36, 24, 38 double D sex was fucking amazing. But you know what? I can't tolerate this fucking chick. If I'm around her any longer, I'll fucking go crazy and fucking, so I'm not gonna... Okay, right? Steve Levinson taking the complexity out of the situation. See, Kevin's a liar, and he needs to be locked in jail, and he's trying to steal his family's money, and that's all because I probably talk about Jason Perelman, and what's his motive? What's Jason Perelman's motive here to off me, right? Why is Jason Perelman running around? Me and my friends are going to put you in a mental facility at 16, and it starts when he's 7. But it's more complex, right? Because we don't have any direct statements to why there's a planetary murder operation to kill me when I was 5 years old. Or if I kiss a black girl at 8, there's worldwide black communities trying to kill me. We don't have a statement. We just know what's going on. Or I should say, I know what's going on, and so does the world. But the world's not coming forward. This is what's going on. They keep lying. Well, I know you feel and die, you fucking Jew. Oh, because it's about mental illness, and even though I'm punching you in the head, you're imagining it, so you're crazy. Right? Okay, so I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to go finally eat my hamburger. Oh, I'm committing a crime because Jason craves combustion burgers, and my friends take me to Kevin's Burgers when I'm 16. So I'm going to eat my hamburger here. And then I might do this on the way home or something, because there's some thoughts that were like, and then they're about to. And most of this dialogue, I think, is pretty much over here. But there's always 100,000 linked events, correct? Okay, so Aubrey Fisher sent after me. Steve Levinson trying to cover up the Arnold Silber fishing trip, which in itself is like, oh, that was it. That was a thought. Okay, so when I'm in Canada, and we're back from the fishing trip. But remember, this is every time I've ever been to Canada. Arnold Silber's son, Stuart, which is sort of a snooty, snobby, nobody can get along with him, spoiled brat, snooty, snobby, bullying piece of shit. Okay, and nobody really gets along with Stuart. And, however, Stuart is with Chris. Chris is the stepbrother, married to Stacy, Arnold's daughter. So Stacy, the furniture store used to be called Stacy's. Arnold's daughter is Stacy. She's married to Chris. Chris was on the boat with me, going ballistic on me, trying to get reactions. They all were. Whoever was there. And Stuart's provoking me, like, come over, we're going to shit on you. Come over, we're going to shit on you, with his friends. And I go, you know what? I'm never coming back to Canada again. Stuart. That's right before Detective Angela Stewart. Okay, so where am I going with this? I tell Stuart, Arnold's son, fuck this. I'm done with you people. I'm done with this fucking place. And guess what? Arnold gets mad. Anita gets mad. You don't quit us. You're right? You don't quit us. You don't go back to your country and your house. Wait, I don't even live in the same country. It's like chances of me going to Vancouver is I'm not going to be there that many times anyways. You don't quit us. You know, like, what? Am I in a movie? Yes, that's the point. Kevin conforms to media. He's crazy. And in comes Detective Angela Stewart and Detective Shapiro and all those people in Topanga Division. It was going on before that, but that's when those things get mad. And everything's sort of a hint and an idea of reference, and a schizophrenia tactic, and a doppelganger tactic, and a how do we make the guy look crazy? Detective Angela Stewart working with Arnold Silber, working with Stuart Silber, working with, then it jumps to obviously Shapiro, and then there'll be, you know, is Karen James of the Woodland Oaks of HOA organizers working with Karen T. Phillips and Karen Eschigen, therapist that really makes Terrence Scroggins mad because I'm ratting out my father in 2012, saying I don't know what's going on with my father and why, I don't know why these things are being done, but you know, we should have maybe joint therapy and we can try to figure out why he's so angry, right? You're a snitch, you're dead, you're a rat, you're in comes Terrence Scroggins with therapist Karen Eschigen, running up yelling, you glued my mailbox shut, trying to get reactions with Karen Eschigen. Okay, right? And everything's sort of linked to 100 billion things from every single angle and direction, so that's why these dialogues are like 100 million hours long, right? Okay, so Detective Shapiro of Topanga Division, linked to working with Arnold Silber, covering up my statement to I'm sick of your shit, to Stuart Silber, all of your guys' shit, the entire family, and my family. Fucking, I'm not going back to Vancouver, right? Now my mother's trying to manipulate me back to Vancouver here, and then there's also people trying to manipulate me to go to Brazil to make it look like I'm on the run, right? But, you can't quit us. Now at first you're probably laughing, like, that's fucking funny, dude. No, these aren't games, they're not jokes, but they're designed to make you look crazy, because you tell a police officer and you'd be like, dude, that's funny, that's hysterical, come on, give me a fucking break, right? Okay, that's the entire scenario from almost every human being since 5 years old is designed for just that, to make someone look crazy, make them look hypersensitive, make them look like they over-dramatize. That was even a Tom Farley statement that hinted I somehow over-dramatize stories I tell or something, right? Okay. Tom Farley's lies, I said all people are stupid. Well, everyone pretends to be stupid. As if they're revenging me or guilting me for a statement I never made. And if I did make the statement, you'd be like, so? Why do I care that 40 years ago you said all people are stupid? Why do I even want that information? The only person who would want that information in a worldwide operation of obsessed sickos hunting me since I was 5 years old. The only reason anyone would want that meaningless information is if they're obsessed sickos. Oh, see that guy over there 30 years ago, he said all people are stupid, I'm going to kill him. So no matter how you cater the argument, it doesn't make sense. It's just a plan of child raping murderers, child raping Jew killers. And I believe I even had a police officer try to turn something around on me last week, saying, were you sick last week? And I was looking at my timeline on my Facebook, and I made a joke, which is really true, about all you obsessed sickos, right? Okay, so I think what the police officer was trying to do is, like they always do with everyone else worldwide, is reverse the scenario to make it look like I'm the problem. Example, Kevin, you're making a plan of people who should kill you. Well, the only thing that could do that is lack of some eyebrow hair. And really nobody would normally care unless the psychology community is running around going, you know what, he suffers from, and we're in danger of him because he has no self-control, because he's missing some eyebrow hair, and he's on a mental illness watch list, and we got to eradicate him because all of our lives are in danger from lack of some eyebrow hairs. And that is where we're really starting to hit the nail on the head, aren't we? Psychotic murderers with psychology degrees. Who has those? Ron Perelman, Anita Perelman, Jason Perelman, possibly Shane. I don't know because I don't want anything to do with them. All those people. Anita Perelman, art therapist. Every piece of artwork I've ever created since 5 you need to die. I'm endangering you from your artwork. Saying what they need to say to get what they want. Kill the 5-year-old child. And I'm going to leave it there. So if I have any extra thoughts on my way home, I don't know if I will, but alright. Okay, so I am going to I'm going to be very careful. This is now a split dialogue about something else, but I'm not mentioning names or places or whatever. Okay, so this applies to the possibly a coincidence, but in my life, these unheard of, never-ending coincidences are all sort of cover-ups. All the things that were done through my childhood and worldwide groups told that, well, Kevin's reckless and out of control, and he's crazy, and we have worldwide campaigns to kill him because he's crazy and dangerous and not all there, and all those things. And so I'm not going to say this is something or not. I'm just going to say I was at a place, one of my normal frequentings, and they had a rattler in a cage, which is sort of a good ooh-ah factor here, but which looked like a sort of a temporary thing. And I was like, just be fucking really careful there. I wouldn't advise it or whatever, but I couldn't give a shit this way or that way. It's not my life. It's not my place. It's not my whatever. But okay, so when I was in 1991, okay, so remember I just explained 14 years old, I buy a weight bench and I go jogging and build my muscles and focus on good cardiovascular and this and that. Jason and friends go out around the same time on their runs, all their road rage runs. And they want to, I was explaining the diversion. Because Kevin's lifting weights and going jogging and running, Jason's going out on his road rage runs, getting people to chase him and go ballistic on them. And there's worldwide campaigns hunting me to kill me or eradicate me for everyone else's things. Now, oh, by the way, it's interesting that Steve Levinson, once again, Dr. Steve Levinson with my father, is hinting about having rattlers and baby rattlers in cages in like houses or whatever. I don't remember the specifics of the dialogue, and this was about a month ago. So why does Steve Levinson know where I go? And it's trying to get like Horse False Confessions, right? So we're on this never-ending, well, he did this, but it was Kevin. And that disinformation goes out worldwide. So just keep the Kevin goes jogging and lifting weights. And Jason goes out, not copying, but trying to divert. Oh, well, Kevin used to go out and runs. Yeah, he used to go jogging and lift weights. And make people think that everything Jason and friends are doing is Kevin. Oh, wait, why would you be mad at me for a 14-year-old now, this is when Mike Huntley sent out for me at 14 with Paul Humphrey. Why would anyone be mad at their child for lifting weights and jogging and doing cardiovascular? I used to go on 5K runs with my father and all sorts of shit, right? But my father's mad at me for being healthy and focusing on strengthening my body and bettering myself and being healthy and starting businesses and getting college degrees and everything, right? They just kill the 5-year-old Jew child at all costs with every person on the planet for no reason. Okay. Government flag and kill operations because it can't be about anything else. Well, it's to cure mental illness. I'm telling the world you committed all these crimes that you didn't do to cure mental illness. That's why we're trying to mentally bludgeon you to death and rid you of the world. It's for you. Yeah, okay. So, and I'm pissed that I have to fucking put this stupid video in an editor because the reason I'm doing it with my phone is I'm trying to avoid wasting the time to keep editing 100 million videos, which they're sort of, forcing me into, so I can't get anything accomplished, right? Or do anything, or have friends, or a life that whoever's mad at me at 5 years old, right? I mean, you do the math. Who's mad at their 5-year-old? Okay, right? And, okay, so in 1991, I graduate Calabasas High and I go to Southern Oregon State College. I've explained Kelly Hatch following me up, them coordinating with the police and psychology community. Kelly, follow Kevin up and play victim and say he's doing this to you and that to you. And this has happened from almost every human being since 5 years old. Kevin's this, Kevin's that, Kevin's crazy, Kevin's schizo, Kevin's blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a degree and do something with my life. Does that upset you? Because how dare I? I'm making these people hunt me to kill me by breathing, right? Jewish people are making people hunt them to kill them by breathing. I mean, you can just say what it really is, right? My breathing is making these people hunt me and kill me, and that is pretty much LAPD's take here. Or, I had some dialogues with police officers years ago because I bought a newer Lord's Gym t-shirt to sort of make a point that nothing's happening here. No one's being hurt. It's just a jokey shirt. And unless you're some kind of crazy fucking devout Christian, nobody's going to care. And like I said, like last month or 6 months ago, there was a guy in Woodland Hills and he had a Lord's Gym shirt walking his kid and dog and nobody cared. But if it's Kevin, it's the end of the world. And remember, I'm a 20-year-old kid. So, I'm not some guy that works. I'm not a top exec at wherever. I'm a 20-year-old kid. His first year at college. I mean, okay, yeah, did you go to college? Everyone's fucking doing mushrooms and fucking acid, mushrooms, uppers, downers, quaaludes. There are keg stands, fraternities with keg stands, fraternity hazing. Okay, nobody fucking cares. But if Kevin farts wrong at 20 years old, there's worldwide campaigns to kill him, and it's happening not just now, but back then. Like, how dare you? Oh, you live in the dorm? How dare you go to sleep past 10 p.m. and we have a worldwide campaign to kill you for what you did? Huh? Like, whoa, hello. What Twilight Zone did I just fucking wake up into? Okay, so cover-ups. Well, what do? Okay, so Eric Christensen, who is mad at me for buying a t-shirt, so he befriends me with Sherry Christensen, non-relation, like non-blood related, just two different random students from a different dorm. I was in Emerald Hall, and they were in Diamond Dorm. More Corvettes for sale. Let's pull over, even though I'm not going to buy them. Okay, and they're C7s, so I'm not really into the C7. And so this is actually a short topic. So, okay, so 91, I go to the dorms. I'm in Emerald Hall. After like the first quarter or whatever, I think we were on a quarter system or whatever, I bring my red-tail boa up. What was the name of my red-tail boa? It was like a 6-foot red-tail boa. And red-tail boa, let's see, Herc was a Burmese python. Hercules was the Burmese python, originally Jason's. Red-tail boa was, let's see, the Nile monitor I named Boots. Mike said he'd take care of it and then gave it away and said it died. The Nile, Izzy was the name. Izzy was the name of my 6-foot red-tail boa. Okay, so I put the red-tail boa in the dorm room. Oh my God, Kevin, you're a criminal. You're a reckless and out-of-control criminal. And, I'd walk around town with the boa or whatever, and that was a big thing back in like the 80s and 90s, okay? People went to beaches, and Venice Beach or whatever had boas, and it was a thing. I mean, it was a reptile pet thing, right? I mean, not everyone was doing it, but there was a lot higher sales on reptiles back then, and it was sort of the thing. Oh, but remember, we're not allowed to keep information in context, correct? And in timelines. In Kevin's life, things that were accepted 40 years ago that may be taboo now, which is extremely rare, I'll be hunted for. Oh my God, Kevin did that? Well, that was like 40 years ago, dude. And like, everyone was doing it. Nobody cared. And that's if things change. And rarely they change that much on stupid things that don't matter, because I'm being hunted by worldwide groups for things that nobody fucking cares about then, now, or ever, right? Like, well, you jaywalked. 40 years ago, you jaywalked. We have a worldwide campaign to kill you. Okay, and why aren't you out living your own life? Because you're an obsessed fucking psychotic stalking murderer? Okay, so, and sicko? Okay, so, but it's a planet of them since I was 5. Well, Kevin, you think differently. This is the way the world works, according to child raping murderer Dr. Ronald Barry Perelman. Okay, so, shit, where can I park here? That's a good color on that one. Not that I would want to see 7, but let's check it out. And actually, I don't want to pull on the lot because I don't want some Arnold Silber used car salesman walking up to me. Okay, so it's going to tell me anything. Tell me what I need to, what I want to hear to make a sale, right? Or okay, so so where the fuck am I here? Okay, so I bring in my red tail boa. Well, okay, let's stop right here. Oh my God, you did what? You're a monster, you're out of control and reckless. You know, just like buying a weight bench at 14 and lifting weights and jogging and running. Everyone's going through this. Everyone worldwide. This is a normal thing. Everyone's being hunted for buying weight benches and jogging or running. Everyone. That's the way the world works, according to my father. Okay, so diverting one thing into something fictional or someone else did, but why is Jason told, this is the most important, why would Jason Perelman be told that if Kevin goes out and does healthy, positive things, to tell the world that Kevin's doing reckless road rage things? With Mike Huntley. Remember, Mike Huntley and Paul Humphrey are sent after me to kill me at the age of 14. It's all at the same time period, right? I just posted that thing this morning of Paul Humphrey working at a district attorney's office in, like, I don't know if it's Idaho or somewhere, around 2017 arrests, 2017 to 2018, Paul Humphrey is working for a DA's office. That's pretty fucking interesting, isn't it? And when I was younger and coming back from college, Paul, before or after, I'm not sure, Paul Humphrey on Schoenborn Street signed up to the police academy, trying to set me up with, set me up with Jennifer Hess. Paul Humphrey's trying to set me up with Jennifer Hess, and Paul Humphrey has all sorts of private information about all the girls I'm dating or talking to on internet-related chat. What was that one girl named Honey? Okay, and trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo because he dates Honey afterwards, and he's not in the same circles. See? Now, after that, he's working on me with a girl named Lisa Marie right around 2001 who says I'm a pit viper or something. I don't remember. Someone's a pit viper. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And Lisa Marie hunted me, and that's when people got really bad with Roddy Morales at my gym, and I'm finding out that Roddy Morales is taking me to strip clubs. I mean, I knew he was taking me to strip clubs, number 4, one in each state, and trying to set me up for, make me look like I'm stalking strippers or doing something on some level, or porn stars, or, right? Hey, Alexis Amore, you're right in that window here. You're right in this window of about 20 different events that you don't know these people, and even though this is a worldwide conspiracy with an entire child rape and Jew kill, internet-based kill system built around me starting in 1994. Mike Huntley, World of Paranoia. We have a planetary murder operation to kill you with internet-built kill systems around me. Still going on minute by minute, upwards of 1 billion attacks per day to have me killed since 5 years old for no reason at all. But it's about mental illness. Yeah, creating mental illness to kill. Okay, because you wouldn't try to make someone look like a violent paranoid schizo for any reason at all, even to cure mental illness. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard, or I should say it's the stupidest notion. And anyone that stupidly, moronically, psychotically insane that actually acts on those psychotic murdering beliefs is a psychotic murderer, correct? No matter what the thought in your brain, once you act on it, you're a psychotic murderer. Okay, so a conspiracy to commit murder for 47 years. And we all know there's no light at the end of this tunnel until people start being honest, correct? Okay, so about what they were told to do or what is going on or the methods and tools used and how the world knows all these pieces of disinformation and methods that you cannot defend yourself. See, I'm not sitting at home watching the news. This Kevin Perelman did this. I'm going to call my lawyers and they need to be sued for defamation because, no, it's all in secret and it's either hinted or whatever in ways that you can't say, that wasn't me, that was so-and-so and that didn't happen, this is what happened. So you can't defend yourself going, hey world, you've been lied to. Hence the signs on my car, you've been lied to and this is what's really going on. So everyone needs to deal with, you're hunting and trying to kill a 5-year-old Jew for no reason. See, you've been lied to. Well, Kevin, nobody wants to hear your version of 100,000 lies to an entire planet for 47 years. But what right do they have to give them out every day of my life still going on today in 2024? Unless they're actively hunting to kill or eradicate. Incarcerate for life. Okay, so remember that Jen Hess is linked to Paul Humphrey. It's linked to Mike Huntley. It's linked to Jason Perelman. It's linked to all the other Jens with Jason Perelman, right? We're going to keep trying to make Kevin look crazier and crazier. And the idea of reference tactics and obsessional looping tactics, everything. So, I bring my red tail, harmless red tail boa. A boa constrictor is not a dangerous snake. They're not dangerous. They look slimy, but they're not. And the only thing gross about them really is that when they shit, like you feed them like 5 rats or whatever, and they shit them out, it's really fucking nasty. And they're not the cleanest of animals. And as you get older, me personally, I don't want to deal with all that grossness, right? It's like, but when you're a 20-year-old kid, it's like, cool. Okay. And if a red-tailed boa gets out of a cage, or a python, or a reticulated python, or even an anaconda, because, hey, there's movies, they're pretty harmless snakes unless they're like 18 feet, which is fucking huge. It's like, then they could eat a baby or something, right? Okay, so, and that's a big fucking snake. Where do you put an 18-foot boa, okay? Or a python or reticulated python. Okay, that's a big fucking, it's not, nobody's in danger. Now, let's say your snake gets out of the cage. Let's say your boa or your python gets out of the cage. It's a motherfucking bitch to find them. They go in little cracks and holes, and I've seen them get under door jams like 4 millimeters. Okay, they're pretty amazing what they can do. I've seen them get out of cages. I've seen them get, and I remember Hercules. Jason gave me his python, and Hercules was about 8 feet or something. He was about this wide. And this wide, I've seen a snake this wide go through underneath cracks this big. Okay, what's my point here? Okay, so we'll get to that. But I think my point here is that they can, well, it's in a cage. It's not going to get out. Well, they get out. They're pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Crafty little creatures, okay? They get out. Or they could. And they could get out when you're feeding them, really. I mean, I've had this one redhead girl, I don't remember her name, wanted to feed Izzy, and I said, I'll let you feed her. Here's the rat. And I opened the cage, and I had the rat smell on my hand, and she's like, I can't do it. And then Izzy jumps out of the cage, because he smells the rat, and the first thing he goes for is the smell on my hand, and Izzy starts chomping. Okay, right? And it was like 16 pinpricks. You know, it hurt. It hurt. I could, because they went pretty deep. But it wasn't the end of the world. I was like, that sucks. My hand hurts for a week and it's over. And boas and pythons only bite to hold the food. So a boa and a python's never going to bite a person unless it thinks it could bite you and wrap around you and suffocate you. And that's exactly what he did. He or she, I can't remember. I guess snakes are asexual, right? It bit, and then it wrapped around my hand thinking my hand was a rat. But it's generally harmless. You're kind of like, why is there a snake wrapped around my hand? Now remember, I used to take Hercules and walk through the town and put them around my neck, and sometimes even hurt. And this is an 8-foot python, and sometimes it even go all the way around your neck. But you just, okay, it's not an 18-foot. Okay, an 18-foot is going to be, you know, and its fangs going to be like boom, and it's going to wrap around your whole body. Okay, so let's keep things in context, which is generally unheard of in Kevin Perelman's life. It's not a big deal. Nobody fucking cares, except really, you're probably not supposed to bring snakes in the dorms, but nobody's going to get hurt. So who fucking cares? It's not anything that anyone cares about. 40 years ago, did nothing ever happen? Did nothing dangerous? Nothing dangerous. Well, you know, it's like jaywalking. You can get hit by a car and get killed. It's not even like jaywalking. You can't get hurt. Okay, so now I have the friend. Now we're going to go back to Eric Christensen, because we're talking about Jason Perelman going on his runs because he wants to say, look what Kevin's doing, correct? Kevin's evil devil child. He's out doing road rage things. That wasn't me. Like 100,000 other things. That wasn't me. Why are you giving this? Why are you defaming my name worldwide and riling up a planet of child raping murderers to hunt me to have me killed? Thinking they know me, thinking they're my friends, thinking that I did all these things I didn't do, in secret, in a method that I can't defend myself. And if I say, listen, you've been lied to, people don't want to know about your life, and you're a fucking dead man, and just accept us hunting you to kill you. I haven't even been given a reason why there's a worldwide campaign to kill me since 5 years old. You didn't get all A's, or was it I bought a Slurpee after dark, or I didn't get all A's? I'm not sure. Okay, so at the same time, Eric Christensen is told to put a rattlesnake in his dorm room, in Diamond Dorm. I'm in Emerald Dorm. Now, guess what? Did Eric Christensen? He said he caught a snake and he put it in a cage in his room. The one guy working with San Diego PD, and years later he messages me on Facebook babbling things about trespasses. And then all the shops all the worldwide stores get worse, trying to figure out how to set me up and frame me for trespass and things with Eric Christensen. But what's Eric Christensen trying to cover up? Why is he actively hunting me with worldwide groups to kill me? Sure shit ain't about a t-shirt, and it sure shit ain't about anything I've ever done. It's just a government flag and kill operation with my family to kill a 5-year-old Jew from a child raping, murdering father. So why, not knowing then what I know now, why would Eric Christensen try to copy me, but do it with a rattler? You know, a rattlesnake is a very dangerous creature. Okay, I don't know what modern medicine is like now, but back then, you had like 30 minutes to get the venom out, and they had those little venom kits, and they're like cut them here and suck the poison out with your mouth. And okay, so what is the ramification of putting a rattlesnake in a dorm room, which was Eric Christensen, not Kevin Perelman? Now, I was never in Eric Christensen's dorm room, so I never saw it. Well, that's interesting. I never saw it, so I can't clarify if he ever really had one. But he said it, and he was working with San Diego Police Department. He's hunting me to have me killed. And still to this day with worldwide groups. And same with Paul Humphrey, and same with Mike Huntley, and same with these worldwide groups and this worldwide conspiracy to commit murder with these internet systems built around me where everyone can sit there and work on me worldwide, minute by minute. Okay, so, well, if a red-tailed boa gets out, it's just a bitch to find. If a rattler gets out, you don't want to find it. Because guess what? It's hiding in a crack somewhere waiting for someone to walk by it, and it's going to snap and bite your leg, right? Or something like that. Okay, you don't want a rattler fucking loose around inside, especially inside, right? Okay, so That just has to be the stupidest move I've ever fucking heard. But why are they doing it? That's the more important question. Yeah, that Kevin guy, he brought a fucking rattler in his dorm room, and he's just reckless and out of control, and he's crazy, and he's not all there, and he's doing shit that's endangering people's lives, and we gotta remove this guy from society. But my name's not Eric Christensen. My name's Kevin Perelman. My name's not Jason Perelman, it's Kevin Perelman. Why are you mad at me for lifting weights and jogging and running? And why are you mad at me for a harmless constrictor that can't hurt a fly, or maybe could hurt a fly because it's and then you're gonna thank me because you're gonna say, hey Kevin, we don't have any flies around here anymore. Okay, right? All right. So apples and oranges. I used to talk about this years ago. They're trying to compare apples and oranges. Well, because you have a $4,000 Eclipse with a $700 body kit, that's the same as a $2 million McLaren. And you're trying to get attention, and you're reckless, and you're out of control spending, and one thing's not the other. You can't make one thing look like the other. It's either this or that. And even if it's that, so what? Some dude buys a $2 million McLaren. What, are you jealous? So you have to kill him? Okay, so, I just saw a McLaren a couple hours ago. Nobody's trying to kill the guy. And when I go to Supercar Sunday, there's like 100,000 McLarens and Porsches and Ferraris, and they're $500,000 to $1 million to $2 million. Nobody cares. There's no kill the person judgments on them. Okay, so with actually trying to kill them with worldwide groups, nobody fucking cares. Okay, so once again, we're trying to divert. Yeah, that fucking Kevin Perelman, look what he did. He went jogging and he had a boa constrictor and a python. There's so many people with pythons. It's not the big thing anymore, but they're completely harmless. You might be afraid of them because they're slimy looking, but they're fucking harmless. Hercules used to get out of his cage, and he would crawl up against my warm body when I'm sleeping, and he'd be like, what? Oh, my snake got out. Whatever. Because they're harmless. A rattlesnake, the difference between a rattlesnake and a boa is if you're bit by a rattlesnake, it's got poison and venom. And that venom kills. And of course, the place I was at early had a baby one, so it's 10 times, the venom is like 10 times worse in the babies. Okay, but, so on the monumental level of stupidity, but I don't care, this is my thing here. If someone wants to be a stupid, moronic idiot, I'm not. I got my own life to live, okay? If someone wants to run around going, where'd the rattlesnake go in my business? Right? Oh, shit. My rattlesnake got loose in my business. What do I do? Okay, right? I mean, even the guy that is the owner of the rattlesnake is going to be like, I don't want to go into my business. Like, how do I get this thing fucking, how do I find it? Because you're not going to go looking for it. Okay? I guarantee you that. Okay, and it's going to be in some corner. It's going to be off in some corner. And by the time you find it, it's going to be like, snap! Because that's how snakes work. When they get hungry, they sit and they wait and they coil up. And if something walks by, especially a rattlesnake, when something walks by, it goes boom, right? So you're not going to want to go looking for a fucking rattlesnake lost in your fucking place. You're going to freak the fuck out. Okay, so, and no client's going to want to go in there. Okay, so, but I'm not the snake police here. I mean, you want to fucking do something stupid and destroy your own business because you're a moron. That's your prerogative. Or I should say increase the possibilities at a much higher magnitude. That's your prerogative. I don't give a shit because it's not my life. That's the difference between me and you. I'm not hunting people trying to rid them of the world going, I think your $4,000 eclipse could be reckless, so I'm gonna hunt you and kill you with worldwide groups. I'm not that's your fucking prerogative. But what I am saying is that there's more to this because I think it's related to Eric Christensen and San Diego Police Department and the police trying to cover up their 47-year conspiracy to commit murder and bring back Eric Christensen's original fabrications with San Diego Police Department and make it about me. And it's not about me. Jason Perelman doing his road rage shit is about Jason Perelman. And Anita Perelman and Arnold Silber and Ron Perelman saying it was Kevin are doing that premeditatedly with Eric Christensen and with Jason Perelman because they hate their 5-year-old child that they want to throw in a trash can and rid of the world. See, that's sort of the point behind everything on every level. The hundreds of thousands of lies the world's been told are to execute a 5-year-old. Because nobody's going to care if I put my python on my shoulders and take a walk on the beach. Especially like Venice Beach where people used to do that shit all the time. Nobody's going to fucking care. Because they're harmless. So what's everything really about? It's about diverting thin air into the end of the world and riling up worldwide child raping Jew kill groups to kill a 5-year-old Jew from a Jewish psychotic murdering family. Now, when I'm talking about the other things, I think this is on a different video about Deborah Baer of the Aleph Institute making up lies and telling the world I'm anti-Semitic because of what everyone else is doing and my family's doing to say we're just going to keep throwing newer 100,000 lies on Kevin and getting it to the world until he's no longer breathing, or better yet, because I showed warmth and kindness by kissing a black girl at 8 years old, Kevin's a racist, and then Kevin's also anti-Semitic, and they're throwing me in jail. And is that this video where I'm talking about Eddie Shell and my family trying to make it look like I'm a drug dealer because they and LAPD tried to plant marijuana, a trash bag of marijuana in my house to make me look like a drug dealer. And then comes my father paying off Victoria Walker with a toy dart gun and trying to make it look like I'm a violent, paranoid schizo with weapons. And they will not stop with these worldwide fucking killed my 5-year-old child. And I'm 52. And this is a 47-year conspiracy to commit murder and it's still going on. Hey, but you're so smart about mental illness. And then, the cover-up. Well, Kevin's a schizo and he thinks he's Eric Christensen. Kevin's a schizo and he thinks he's Jason. But I've never said anything to the planet Earth. But you've been lied to, and this is what you're lied to, and that's what you've been lied to about. I'm not the one making the lies. I'm the one saying you have been lied to, and the hundreds of thousands of lies you've been told about me worldwide aren't fucking true. None of them are true. Okay, so was tonight a random similarity act of my childhood, or was it something bigger to try to bring back the old lies? I put my money on it to bring back the old lies and try to get me to say something to twist out of context, to say, see, Kev, I told you, Kevin's reckless and out of control monster. Okay, now remember I did another video how everything's an exploitation of everything. So we're trying to take... Example, let's say I steal a 1 cent Jolly Rancher at 10 years old. Oh, well, Kevin's a hardened thief and drug dealer and blah, 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 and this and that. We gotta lock him away because we don't want him associating with, because he's a menace to society. And you're like, why is it such a big deal that a 10-year-old stole a 1 cent Jolly Rancher and you're making it into the movie Gone in 60 Seconds? And it was 40 years ago. You want me to pay back the penny? Okay, right? Right? You want me to pay back the penny? Especially after you clubbed me over the head for 47 years straight with lead pipes 1 billion times per day for 47 years over one single penny. Okay, right? I think I've just redefined the term penny pincher there. Okay, so what's it really about? Because that's not sane, rational behavior. That's the behavior of a psychotic murderer. A psychotic murderer that wants to justify killing someone. Well, 40 years ago he jaywalked, so I'm going to hunt him and kill him for what he did. And that's a psychotic murderer. And the bottom line is, if jaywalking was that bad, you would say, it's not my life. I mean, that's the police's job. So let the police arrest him for jaywalking, even though the police don't fucking care about jaywalking because it's so insignificant. And I've seen 100 million people walk across the street, especially in Hollywood, and in front of cops, and they don't care. And the reason they don't care is because there'll be a laughing stock in the courtrooms, right? They'll be like, the judge will be like, why are you here? Why are you wasting my time? You have 15 jaywalkers here in front of me. I'm gonna dismiss this case because I don't want to look like a fucking moron judge, right? Okay, so that's sort of the moral story here is that, well, if the police aren't gonna arrest this guy for jaywalking 40 years ago, and the judge isn't gonna fucking have a trial on something so stupid and petty, we're gonna take the law in our own hands with worldwide support. Well, that doesn't make sense. Because now it's a plan of vigilantes making up their own laws or deciding what the punishment should be. Does the punishment fit the crime of 1 billion people bashing someone's skull with lead pipes for the rest of their lives for jaywalking when they are 10 years old? Not that it matters if you jaywalk now. Nobody fucking cares, right? Except you could get hit by a car. But, okay, so you're making a decision whether you could get hit by a car or not. And in the end, what's going to happen is you got out of the hospital and you're going to say, maybe I shouldn't have jaywalked. Or you might say, shit happens and I'll jaywalk again, because you can't control external factors of your life. We could have an earthquake tomorrow. I'm going to make sure there's never an earthquake again. Right? I'm never going to live in a house. I'm going to live in a cave. And the moral of the story is, if the cops aren't hunting people to kill them for stealing a 1 cent Jolly Rancher, but the people are, then the people are psychotic murderers that don't care about law and order. And 99% out of 100... they're not doing it because that guy committed a crime. He stole a 1 cent Jolly Rancher when he was 10 years old. They're doing it because they want to kill someone and steal their money. Okay, or something like that. Or hate. I hate you, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to blow your fucking brains out and steal your house and cars because you're a criminal or whatever. But they want the money, right? They're doing it for the money. They're not doing it for right or wrong. And And if they're out killing people for any reason, they're psychotic murderers, correct? Well, I did it for the name of the police. Okay, so now let's go back to Steve Levinson. Steve Levinson has had dialogues here about rattlesnakes in cages in houses or businesses. And we go to a place where Steve Levinson is mad at me for smoking cigars. I'll say it this way. And things are happening at external places to stop me from living my life. And Steve Levinson is also intermingled with about 100 auto shops. Dr. Steve Levinson, with my family and father, is also linked to about 100 auto shops, destroying my Corvette and cars, stopping me from going out and living my life. With the notion, with the bullshit scam that, you could hurt yourself with a car. Okay, well, you know what? I could be driving a smart car and something could happen. I could be hurt. I could hurt someone else. It's not the car that's going to create the problem. It's whatever the factors are. Whether I'm driving down the street and a fucking Mack truck hits me, I can't control that. Okay? If they're bullshit about how I'm filled with anger and rage, well, you have a powerful car. You could end up killing someone, or, well, I could be driving a smart car and I could slide out of control and I could kill someone. Correct? A tiny little bubble thing. So it's not relevant. It doesn't make their argument doesn't make sense to begin with. But even if they felt it was true, do they have the right to hunt and kill over their belief system? No, they don't. So now, on top of that, there's 100 billion people out there with Tesla Plat S's with 1,000 horsepower and red eye Dodges with 800 horsepower and Corvettes and turbo Subarus with 1,000 horsepower and 350Zs, and guess what? Nobody's having this problem. And so what's it really about? It's about singling someone out and discriminating and saying, I'm going to keep bashing your skull in. You put bigger wheels on your truck. I think that's dangerous. I'm going to hunt you and kill you. You ate bacon, and bacon's unhealthy because it's got a lot of grease in it. So I'm going to hunt you and kill you. And you painted your eclipse green, and that's flashy and drawing attention. So I'm going to hunt you and kill you because you're reckless and out of control. And you're going to be like, this does make zero sense. Okay, 0 cents. And then everyone else is allowed to do it except you. And the argument changes every day of your life since 5 years old. What's it about? Government flag and kill operations. It's not about anything but hate. The entire operation here to have me killed is a hate crime. It's not about anything else. Or a hate crime where we steal your money, correct? People are making money. Steve Levinson's bail bondsman friend, Ruth and Bob, are making money with their bail bondsman friends when they keep throwing me in jail, right? All the auto shops are making money when they keep destroying my car and keep lying to me like, oh, your Eclipse needs a new transmission because there's oil all over the ground, even though there isn't, and that would be like $4,000, right? For a new transmission and the labor, and or let's say I find a cheap guy for $1,500 to $2,000. Okay. So it's killing when these people are killing people and stealing their money off the corpse, are they doing it because that person could be reckless or out of control? And when Jason Perelman's running around saying, when Jennifer Pilchick's saying we have to deem Kevin as crazy, is she doing it because she thinks I'm crazy, or is she doing it because they're psychotic murderers and they have something to benefit or gain from it? Because anything other than them out living their own lives and focused on their lives, and once they start obsessing and stalking me since I'm 5 years old. Now, what's LAPD trying to cover up? By trying to discredit me and defame me and make me look like drug dealers, my family saying I'm anti-Semitic, black people trying to befriend me and say, Jada Fire, a whore, Sorry if that sounds, but that's what it is, okay? She's a prostitute who does shit for money. Is she is porn star Jada Fire Mother Teresa and just wants a good world? Or is she letting guys jizz on her face for a living and has no morals or ethics? Okay, so it's not about, but it's a worldwide conspiracy, and this is where things don't make sense. Okay, what is Eric Christensen from Alaska, an Alaskan exchange student? Why is he so, I need a perfect world, and so we got to kill Kevin because he farted wrong and he's reckless and out of control? Was Eric Christensen going to college to get an education, or was Eric Christensen going to college to hunt and kill Kevin Perelman? You get it? So, was Rudy Morales taking me to strip clubs for a good time, or to hunt and kill Kevin? And try to plant drugs in my house? With LAPD drugs? Well, because Kevin did something and he's a criminal, and so we gotta take the law in our own hands. Or use special methods to rid him of the world for doing something, the something we can't even tell you what you did. But you know it. Okay, my father says, you know what you did. What did I do? Well, when people do something they're not told, so there's no argument. Anita Perelman says your past caught up with you. What past? Well, when people oh, I never said that. Random people telling me I'm a criminal. But what did I do? Right? Okay. Was it because I got a B on a test at I got a B on a test at University of Colorado instead of an A? But they are profiling. I think our 5-year-old might be a criminal or the next Unabomber. But nothing's happened. And here we are, 52 years old. Minute by minute, kill the 5-year-old Jew, kill the 5-year-old Jew, kill the 5-year-old Jew, kill the 5-year-old Jew. The Jew can't breathe, kill the 5-year-old Jew. And the more things I find out and talk about and expose, the more you don't talk and we kill you with worldwide groups who magically at this point say, well, we want a safe world, that's why we're doing what psychotic murderers do, like the ultimate hypocrite, right? And so that's why there's about 100,000 cover-ups and lies to the world, because for everything they do every day, they have to cover up each and everything. And so newer and newer worldwide lies or propaganda goes out to cover up the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So if I kiss a black girl at 8 years old, Kevin's a racist. We're going to bring in the band Devo. Kevin conforms to media. But wait, Devo's not, the song Whip It Good, it's not about slavery. It's about a rancher, like bulls and cattle. It's not about black people. But Kevin conforms to media, and he's a violent paranoid. So remember that my father starts in at 5 years old. Hey, I'm going to take you and Jason to see the movie Wizards, 1977 by Ralph Bakshi. Kevin thinks he's Avatar, or Kevin thinks he's Black Wolf, or whatever, right? And it's been on, and that tactic alone has gone on daily for 47 years from worldwide strangers. And the psychology community. I thought the psychology community's job was to help people and keep them safe and healthy, not hunt 5-year-old Jews to kill them. Interesting, right? Okay, so the psychology is being used as a weapon. And remember, my entire family has psychology degrees. My mother's an art therapist, which makes her dangerous because every piece of artwork I've ever created, I'm being hunted to be killed over. Ask Ariana, the black model that wanted to shoot so bad and then stalk and hunt me with worldwide groups while trying to interrogate me at P.F. Chang's about my computer artwork. Now, the next level of things that are going on is the line of questioning about the rattlesnake in the business. Well, it doesn't matter what I say. You know what? You should keep that rattlesnake in your business. And why does it not matter what I say? Because I'm not the one with the rattlesnake in my business. They're making the decisions for them. It doesn't matter what I say. But they're trying to collect what I say and give it out to the world. See, I told you so. See, I told you it wasn't Eric Christensen. Why? Because they have a worldwide murder operation to kill me since 5 years old, and they need to cover it up because they can't have the truth coming out, especially when it started at 5 years old. So, now how is Dr. Steve Levinson, who is an anti-cigar Nazi smoker, who talks about health, who obviously, you know what, that guy didn't take his vitamins, I have the right to blow his brains out. Does that make any sense? The guy follows me to the car groups, pretending to be my father, trying to make it look like I think he's my father, and I'm going to blow his fucking brains out for smoking a cigar because I want him to be healthy. Oh, but by the way, I make money off the deal too, right? But he's also linked to Arnold Silber and Anita Perelman and Ron Perelman. Nothing's really making much sense here other than kill the 5-year-old Jew. And the 5-year-old Jew knows too much, so now he really needs to die. That we can no longer do it in a way that's clean. Because he's talking. Because he values his life. He values his health. He values his life. He values truth. He values honesty. But he's talking. And we're good psychotic murderers. See, Dr. Ronald Barry Perelman and Anita Perelman and Arnold Silber are good psychotic murderers, so they can kill whoever they want and make up lies that their child is anti-Semitic and a drug dealer and 100 million things. Mad at me for going to college and getting degrees and getting jobs at Universal Studios in Hollywood. However, Brian Longbottom was in on the kill operations. So I was doomed no matter how much education and how successful, correct? Alright, so, and Brian Longbottom linked to the adult industry, sending Victoria Walker and Michael Bialis after me. Criminal defense attorney Michael Bialis. Rick Caruso, property managers, and all sorts of other things he was working on to have me killed with worldwide groups. To prostitute Victoria Walker with Michael Bialis. I'm not making judgments about prostitutes. I'm making a judgment that Victoria Walker was a prostitute, meaning that she's not the type of person with morals and ethics like a college graduate. And there are people that go past the line. There are people that go past the line of I just want to have sex for money to I'll take money to kill people, correct? Okay, so, and she fits that category, no doubt, with Michael Bialis, host of the Rudy the Rubber Show, with all his porn star friends. Okay, so I'm not putting everyone in the group. I'm saying, but to take money to befriend me to have me killed, we know what type of people they are. Okay, and this is also linking to Paul Humphrey, right, at 14, with Mike Huntley. Both coming in my life, linked to Jason Perelman, kill Kevin at all costs. And Ron Perelman, Jason Perelman, and Anita Perelman. Okay, so, once again, more importantly, in 2024, why is Steve Levinson working with people to cover up Eric Christensen, who kept babbling about trespass, seeking me out after finding out in 2001 on Facebook and trying to threaten me and weird things by me not knowing and going, something weird's going on, and finding out I'm preaching to the fucking choir. This guy's helped me to kill me my whole life, right? Okay, so he stated, I don't know if this is true, but he stated in 2004 or whatever that was, that he was a police officer, Eric Christensen. Also, I posted those things to Paul Humphrey, working computer systems, IT, for district attorneys in whatever state. And I know Paul Humphrey is heavily involved with Jen Hess and police computers and trying to manipulate me into things to frame me. So we know what he's doing and always been doing since 8th grade A. Wright. And if I want to talk about A. Wright, Brian Weaver was stalking me with Ryan Hirsch and the principals, trying to make it look like Brian Weaver kind of sort of bullying Ryan Hirsch, telling the world it was me and I have anger issues. And that all gets really bad after me being too shy to talk to Christy Reynolds in 7th or 8th grade, Miss Vaughn's English class. So the crime of being too shy to talk to a girl is worldwide murder operations to kill someone. Oh, and Tom Farley and Tracy Picos with their idea of reference messages and all that. And remember, Tom Farley has been actively hunting me to have me killed. Probably came in my life 5 to 6 years old. And upwards to around the age 30, where he's telling me to harass waitresses at Yankee Doodles. I'm like, no. Remember, some of these lies from black people working with Tom Farley, Starbucks managers, are that I harass people and women. So even though Tom Farley couldn't manipulate me, they still made up the 100,000 lies, correct? And the Persian groups working with Tom Farley at Coffee Bean and worldwide groups, and Persian psychiatrist Dr. Alex Lazar by the Encino Starbucks, where things really get bad, and Officer Toro's death threats if you ever take a picture of a person. I'll exercise the law in my own way, where Dr. Alex Lazar was showed pure guilt when I mentioned that Mike Huntley was saying I was filled with anger and rage, where his eyes dropped to the ground in guilt. We have to kill the fucking Jew with my family. And then the next level, Kevin's not allowed to get into studio photography and bullshit about how I'm a fraud and trying to meet women. On every single thing I've tried to do since 5 years old, the same worldwide lies, and everyone hunt and kill Kevin. Okay, so I'm going to end this here. We started with, what was the original topic? It was, I don't even fucking remember. And that's the point. What was the original topic? And then we went to the Air Christensen rattlesnake in the dorm room, which they're trying to cover up by saying it was me. Jason Perelman's runs, his road rage runs, he's trying to mask because I go jogging and lift weights at 14. He's trying to make one thing look like the other. Same with Air Christensen. Divert a nothing into something to hunt and kill the 5-year-old Jew with a child raping, murdering family. And why would Steve Levinson in 2024 be trying to hunt me to have me killed or eradicated for trying to focus on something positive other than their worldwide murder operations? Or better yet, you go to a public place and relax and smoke a cigar at a cigar lounge. The Jew needs to die. And this is every place in the world. Doesn't matter if it's a coffee shop, a pool hall, a gym, a gas station, a restaurant. Kill the 5-year-old Jew with every person on the planet, no matter what it takes. Government flag and kill operations. And I can't remember what the fuck the original topic was. Because there's so many things per minute happening worldwide to kill me, or make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. Or completely exhaust me to the point where they could try to Sean Dinsey. How do we force people into mental facilities, and you're imagining it, nothing's going on, bullshit, every person on the planet knows that's a lie. I could prove it instantly if I was allowed to have a friend. And what was the fucking original? Whatever. So that's it for this, and I'm going to edit it, and I'm pissy that I have to edit it because I'm sick of editing videos. And so that's it. So you're seeing the common daily rid the 5-year-old Jew of the world thing. Happens every day, and you're seeing it every place with every group of people worldwide. And the only thing I've done is make the age 29, sitting in office. What the fuck's going on, Mike? World paranoia. You're a dead man. I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with. Have a good life now. You better live a careful life, even though I just violated the careful life rule, the imaginary careful life rule. And it just keeps the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing until they get what they want. Kill or eradicate the 5-year-old Jew for no reason. And we don't have an argument what I supposedly did at 5 years old. There's no argument. There's just kill the 5-year-old Jew with a plan of people. From a child raping, murdering family and father. And telling Jason, my brother at 7 years old, help me kill my 5-year-old. And he has not only said no, but he has actively hunted me with his wife. Still, for 47 years, still going on, right? Okay, so what are the police trying to cover up? So much so that I need to die no matter what. Or not exist amongst the human species. For no reason. Okay. But remember, all of you that help are accessories to conspiracy to commit murder. And anyone that tries to stay neutral is really saying, I support killing 5-year-old children, 5-year-old boys, or girls, or whatever, from sick, child raping, murdering fathers or families. Alright, so that's it.